What's up, guys? Alpine Gremlin again here with some more World of Tanks gameplay. Today we're taking a look at the AMX 50 Foch, or Foch, however you want to say it, a French Tier 9 tank destroyer. It's pretty much identical in its playstyle to the ACMLE 48 at Tier 8. But it does have a lot more perks than the AC did. For one, you notice that annoying machine AA gun weak point in the back is now gone. You have a smaller machine gun port and a smaller rangefinder weak point. You also have an additional 180 millimeters of sloped frontal armor. So 180 millimeters sloped at that extreme angle is very, very difficult to penetrate, and you'll find that even at Tier 10 tanks need to switch to gold if they want to pen that front plate. However, it does share the same drawbacks. Those weak points are still fully able to be hit by enemies that know how to fight you and have an accurate enough gun. And you have, as opposed to 30 millimeters of side armor, you've got a big old 50 millimeters of side and rear armor, which in this environment, Tier 10 battle, fully Tier 10 battle pretty much, with the exception of a couple Tier 9s and some scouts. The Scouts even will have no trouble. The Scout Panther on their team, the T-71 and the WZ-131, all are able to pen your side and rear armor. So playing this tank is all about managing your weak points and mini-map awareness, because that's the French TD line in general. The French TD line has been probably the most difficult to master because of all the TDs, in my opinion, because it's just... They're amazingly rewarding when you play them right, but if you mess up a little bit, they can be very unforgiving. You've got that amazing frontal armor, but if you don't focus on who's hitting your weak points and whether or not people are getting around your flanks, it will be a very painful experience, because you can have your life ended by scouts if they get around you. So playing the French TDs, a lot of it involves just playing it cool, staying back for the most part. You don't have to stay back. Even in Tier 10, you can be up there slugging it out. But you just got to be careful. If you start taking hits to your weak points, then you're going to want to back off and provide some long-distance support. But other than that, it can be very rewarding. You just want to make sure that you're aware of your surroundings at all times. And when you do perform in these things, it's very, very satisfying. So again, very Tier 10 battle. They got some nasty TDs on their team. Hesh Monster FV215B 183, Jagdpanzer 100 Death Star. They've got a GW 100 Arty, a T110 E4. And with Arty, most Arty players will agree that French tanks are very juicy targets because they have no armor, and if you roll high enough, and if you roll on the top of a French tank, you're probably going to one-shot them because they don't have the armor to protect against high explosive. So I'm playing a little bit cautiously this round. I'm waiting for a lot of my team to move up, because I don't want to expose my flank, because the Foch is very, as I said before, the Foch is very, very susceptible to flank shots here. Now we've got first contact, a Leopard 1, a Mouse, a Jagdtiger, an E75, and a T95 have been spotted. Also an E100 has just joined the fight. So we've got some heavy hitters up here, but the Foch is fully capable of engaging them. Now you notice me, I'm switching to high explosive right now. As a general rule, when I'm fighting a Leopard 1, I like to switch to HE because the Leopard 1 doesn't have any armor, and high explosive can really mess him up. Unfortunately, the Leopard 1 is angled a little bit oddly here, so it creates an angle that my high explosive it creates an effective armor thickness that my high explosive really can't pen. So you can see me rolling really low on him, 157. But you can see the Leopard bounced off me, but here I finally say screw it, I load AP, because I'm not going to be able to mess him up as much as I had hoped at the angle he's at. So you can see this is a good damage roll, 408, and I've got a pretty damn good reload, so So here come the mouse and the E100. They're creeping up that hill. I'm backing off a little bit because I really don't want to be face-to-face with these guys. I want to be at a decent enough distance, say, within 100 meters, just because. But I will try to take some cheeky shots on the C100 before he gets up the hill. There we go. Now he's going to mess that T-54 up. Luckily he didn't shoot at me, but with that heat, he might have bounced anyway, as you'll see what he does here when I get down that hill. I shoot the mouse in the turret cheeks, and the Hesh-Monster hits him for 707. Now, the mouse normally should not have the pen to take me out here. He shouldn't have the pen to pen my front plate, but he's loading gold. But he's out of the fight now, so it doesn't matter. But look where he penned me. You can see that right underneath the gun mantle. The mouse should not be able to pen there, so that was a premium round. If you generally, when you find that you start taking penetrating shots to your front plate like that, that's generally a good sign to back off, because they're loading premium and you're not going to last that long. Remember, you've only got 1550 HP, which isn't a lot at Tier 9. It's not a lot for a tank destroyer, let alone Tier 9. So you want to conserve it, and if you start taking penetrating hits, back off and try again. But that FV gets messed up, but does end up providing me with some cover. But I've got the pen to get through this E100's lower plate. And you can see he bounced his premium heat round right there. This thing has a tendency to troll E100s. Just as much as the gun has a tendency to troll you, as I fire directly under him. But I'm driving this E100 crazy because he can't pen me, but I can get through him no problem. Except that here, you can see the shell. On a couple of these shots, the shell goes wide and bounces off his upper plate. Like right here. I mean, I try to finish him off, but it bounces off of his lower front. It bounces off his upper front plate. Now, you can see that. Guess what that was? It was artillery. But I'm very lucky here, because you could see where it penned. That penned my weak point, but my weak point does have armor. So, but if he had penned the top of my tank or the side, it would have messed me up. That would have killed me. But luckily he rolled low because of where he hit me with the high explosive. But I'm going to back off a little bit, and I'm going to let my teammate, my Tier 10 Death Star, in order to scout him out. I want to know what I'm up against before I go out there and start taking some hits. Again, especially now, playing a lot more cautiously, because anything can one-shot me at this point. If they either hit my weak points, luckily, or get me in the side and rear. So I'm just going to pretty much just snipe it out for the rest of the game. I took a bounce. Now again, that bounced off my hull. So I'm going to back off a little bit because I don't want them to load premium or hit my weak points inadvertently. Cover back, gotta take another shot at the FB. But I'm gonna keep focused on that T110E4 because he's got the turret. I'm just gonna keep him tracked. My clanmate is Bull Tiger's gonna come around and hit him and flank him. So you can see there he is hitting him in the back, and I'm gonna finish this E4 off. So their artillery has been spotted. He's down. And all that's left is a WZ-131, who's going to get taken out in a second, and a Jagdpanzer E-100. Hey there, Mr. Full Health Jagdpanzer E-100. What were you doing all day? What were you doing all game? Probably nothing. But anyway, I'm going to use the Foch's speed to get around him and flank him, and he really can't do anything at this point. Bull puts one in, and I put one in for the win. So anyway, guys, there's the AMX 50 Foch. So here's the after-action report. We didn't get any medals that game, but we did do a good amount of damage in this tier 10 battle. 5.5k damage. We actually were kind of a good scout. 1.4k damage on spot. Out of 20 rounds fired, we hit 19 for a 95% hit percentage. You could see we pretty much beat up on all of their heavy hitters. That T110E4, the Jagdpanzer E100, the Hesh Monster, Leopard 1, Mouse, and E100. And we got a bonus for the event. We got bonus credits, 69,844 with 2,272 XP. And we would have gotten 36,821 without the bonus and 2,272 XP. So that was a pretty good game on Sacred Valley in a tier 10 battle, and that is the AMX 50 Foch. Great frontal armor, just very weak sides, and some weak points that you need to look out for. Great gun. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching.